Hey MGTOWs, this is Vention. Pardon my hair. I was getting some itching on it, and it was like I kept scratching at it, and basically that's happened before. So I went ahead and shaved it off, and I'll get some sun on it as soon as I get some friggin' sun. I mean, I got a little bit out there now, but it's kind of late in the day. It's like 6 or 7, so that ain't happening. But in a day or two, hopefully we'll get some sun, and then I'll be able to sterilize this thing. I'm feeling a lot better. I risked having some caffeinated coffee today, and boy, what a difference. My liver seems to be able to keep up with it today. So yeah, good times. It basically in the past, or in the last couple of months, I'd have some coffee and then I'd feel good for about 20 minutes, and then my whole system would collapse and I'd be cold and so tired. But today, boy, I feel like $1,000,000. Zero pain in my liver. The fast appears to have helped. And my biggest problem is the friggin' colostomy surgery. I mean, I'm grateful for it, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy that I had it because boy, the 3 cancerous tumors in my rectum were like blocking, and I was bloating up so bad, and I would have died without some kind of intervention like that. So yeah, thank goodness for modern science. One thing I wanted to cover was, let me kill this fan. Shut the heat off on my burger because I think it's done. Basically, I'm really happy to see so many of our fellow MGTOW get into prepping, and that is like tremendous, you know. The elites know that for the most part, if they cut off groceries and power and everything to a neighborhood, they will capitulate within like a day or two, right? But guys like us, you know, who are into prepping to some degree, we could last a month or two. Now me, I'm a little overboard on it. I could probably last maybe a year, assuming cancer didn't kill me. One trick that I like to use, in fact, that was my breakfast this morning, is wheat. Now I know wheat, and as a general rule, I stay away from wheat unless it's like cheat day. But even then, I try to go light on it, because wheat ain't good for you generally the way we eat it, because we grind it up into such small pieces. The moment it hits your stomach, it turns to sugar. Then you get a massive sugar spike, and then basically your pancreas has to just go into overdrive to basically signal all the fat cells to basically suck up all that sugar, and then you get fat. And on top of that, it's bad for your pancreas. It can turn you into a diabetic. But this is a way, the way I'm going to show you how to use wheat is a way that doesn't spike your blood sugar, and yet you can still take advantage of the fact that you can store wheat. If it's stored properly, it will last longer than you will. In fact, I have some 15-year-old wheat right here, which I had for breakfast this morning. And what you do is, oh darn, I forgot to turn the freaking burner on. Anyway, you basically get your tea kettle going, right? Whoa, is it? Wow, it's ready already? Huh. I must have already heated it up. Huh. Wow, man. Don't get old, you start forgetting shit. Oh fuck, and I forgot to turn that burner off. That's the burner. Darn it. Hope I didn't overcook my burger. Okay. In fact, I better get that out. Ah, crispy on the bottom, just like I like it. Tasty. Anyway, what I wanted to say is, you know, the fact that you can store just such an incredible amount of food in the form of wheat, and it's just such an incredibly powerful thing that that, for example, you can last months on just enough, just a couple of buckets of wheat. For example, this is Honeyville grain wheat, right, that I bought about 15 years ago, back when I was living in the condo, and basically you can take a little bottle like this. This is a hot bottle. It's like a thermos, only its mouth is wide and it's designed for food, right? So basically you just take a, I'm using the larger of the two. It's, I don't know what that brand is. And you basically just take a 1/4 cup of wheat, or even a little less than a 1/4 cup. Actually, I needed a little more this morning, so yeah, 1/4 cup level, just like so. Pour the wheat berries into your cup, right? That's what wheat looks like, just in case anybody doesn't know. And it's like oatmeal in a way. You basically just take the hot water from your kettle, fill her up, let it sit for a few minutes, and then basically stir it up, dump the water out, or pour off most of the water. Then you will have rinsed your wheat. Let's see, get a knife out here. Give it a little stir. Then you just, the wheat is heavier than water, so you can just pour off the water. There. Then you've effectively preheated your thermos, and you've rinsed your wheat. Pour that puppy up to close to the rim. Leave a little bit of an air space. I'm probably living in the past. This is a stainless steel hot bottle, whereas I'm used to working with glass, the old-fashioned type. And then just pop it onto the shelf, and then when breakfast time rolls around, you have a really tasty, high, well, it's a carb, right? But it's a complex carb, and it will basically, oof, and it will basically keep your energy levels and your and it'll keep you from being hungry all morning, because it's such a high fiber along with the carbs, and it's a complex carb, whole wheat, and it's not ground up into tiny little pieces. So basically, your system has to handle it the same way it handles like other stuff, and then it basically stays with you all morning, and you don't get that massive sugar spike. And the cool thing is, you can get a 5-gallon bucket of wheat like that for about $45, right? And the number 10 can right there, I got about 6 of them. It doesn't matter how much I paid for it back when I was living in the condo, because that's like 15, 16 or longer years ago. So it's irrelevant now. The prices are you'd have to like see what the prices are now. So I suspect that the nitro-packed 5-gallon buckets of wheat will probably outlast me, because I've got about 6 or 7 of them in the shed. And then on top of that, I've got beans. I've got both pinto beans and white beans. The navy white beans. Sometimes they call them butter beans. You can take those butter beans and you can cook them, soak them overnight, cook them, and then smash them up, right? And then you can basically mix them. You can scramble them into eggs, and they do not change the taste hardly at all, because they're so bland. They take up the taste of whatever it is you're cooking. So basically, it would just taste like scrambled eggs, right? But you have cut the eggs 50-50, so the result is, if eggs come into short supply, as I suspect they will in the upcoming troubles over the next 3 or 4 years, you can cut those eggs by 50%, and then your egg bill will be half, and you will have already bought the beans, right? So basically, you're good, right? And on top of that, you can also people like tuna fish sandwiches, and I enjoy them too, or tuna fish in various dishes. But you can cut 50-50 the white beans with the tuna, and it makes no difference in the recipe, and it makes your tuna fish sandwich taste just like it always does. And the beauty of it is, if you have both wheat and if you have beans, then you are independent of meat. You don't need meat at that point, because you've got your full protein. The only thing you need on top of that is oils. So I'd probably start stockpiling some of these, if you guys are into prepping. Beef tallow, that is a great oil to both cook in and to and for your diet. And basically, if you got that tallow and you've got the wheat and the beans, you can laugh at all the scarcity that's coming up, as all of the normies are sitting there hungry as fuck, trying to dig with their iPads digging for worms and ground-dwelling insects to fry them up and eat them, you know. Whereas you're sitting there eating your beans and your wheat, and you'll be happy. And there's other preps that you can get from Honeyville, like the milk substitute. It's like powdered milk. It's not bad, but it does not taste like whole milk. But it's certainly a far better than nothing. There's also powdered eggs, alkaline water with a little bit of fruit juice. And there's just tons of things you can do. A little bit of prep ahead of time can save you a lot of misery when shit hits the fan. For example, I was kicking back here at the house laughing when I was seeing all the people freaking out about toilet paper and whatnot in the stores and carrying, and you know, when the COVID things first started, and I said, should I go to the store to get toilet paper? Because I had multiple big packs of toilet paper right here, you know, and paper towels, and so basically, yeah, I was prepped, you know. So and there have been situations where people have been fighting over bottled water because the water system was contaminated or something, and in that situation I would be fine, you know. I've got water in the shed, water in the workshop, and I've got a well right here. As long as I have power, I'm good. Problem is I can't generate 220 volts with the equipment I have here, so I can't run the well pump if I needed to. So yeah, that would be a problem here. But the thing is, I don't know if I'm going to be staying here very long. I don't know if I'm, depending on how I feel, you know, depending on how this whole cancer thing goes, do I want to get rid of this rental house and just go mobile in the truck camper, or maybe purchase a fifth wheel or something? I can do it all out of chump change now. My life is not totally horrible feeling in cancer. I've also got a freaking ton of money, and I'm pretty darn happy as far as that goes. I can afford all the cancer treatments I need. So basically my life is not all suck. There's a lot of people who are far worse off than me, health-wise and money-wise, who would probably want to trade places with me. But most people who have a brain, who are not unhealthy, would probably not want to trade places with me. And wise of them not to. Okay, guys, I'm going to eat my burger and take my frickin' ton of meds, and don't get married.